Welcome back. We're bringing you an exclusive breaking news on India Today. India Today has accessed new satellite images which showed renewed Chinese build-up in Galwan Valley after 15th of June brawl along the line of actual control. The first image you see now, let's pull that out for you, is of Chinese camp at Patrol Point 14 on May 22nd before the bloody face-off. The second image is from 16th of June where you can see the debris of Chinese camp after deadly brawl. But then on June, Chinese camp is back in force at the same point. Not just that, China is also moving equipment along the Galwan River. Possible blacktopping equipment, charcoal trucks and bulldozers and cranes can be seen as well. Abhishek Bhalla is now joining us live. Abhishek, walk our viewers through these images that were flashing across the screens at the moment. This is full proof, images that we've got. This is a proof of the betrayal from the Chinese side as well. Despite all these talks of de-escalation and de-induction and disengagement which is going on, we've got proof which is right here.
Well, these latest satellite images are, a vindication, a corroboration of what sources had told us. And we at India Today had reported this, that between the 16th and the 22nd of June, there was a massive troop deployment very close to PP-14 in Galwan. And on either side of the line of actual control, there were actually more than 1,000 troops, camping face to face. This once again proves, that China has been enhancing deployment, even though there were talks going on the 16th, 17th and 18th of June. After that clash on the night of 15th of June, on the 22nd of June, the co-commander level dialogue was happening. That's where, the disengagement was discussed and a mutual agreement was discussed that how to move forward. But at the same time, very close to that point where that brutal clash took place, China continued with its build-up. As a result of that, the Indian troops also did not retreat. India has also been giving a show of strength, and there's a mirror deployment on the Indian side. And the fact remains that as far as that PP-14 is concerned, the place where that clash took place remains extremely sensitive even as of now.
Oh, absolutely. Abhishek Bhalla joining us with those details right there. Abhishek, if you could just show how China and explain to our viewers how China, from the images we can tell, they're moving equipment along the Galwan River as well, possibly blacktopping equipment, charcoal trucks, bulldozers and what have you, Abhishek?
Well, there is a lot of activity going on the Chinese side, but as far as the Indian side is concerned, we haven't stopped our road construction either. So we're speaking the same language, as the Chinese, because as far as de-escalation is concerned, it cannot be a one-way process. And that's something that, the Indian military establishment has conveyed to the Chinese side in all these meetings that have been taking place, that if de-escalation, if de-induction has to take place, it cannot be only from the Indian side. And that's why there is a mutual agreement of a staggered de-escalation, disengagement. It cannot happen overnight. And obviously the places that have been more volatile, that's where it's going to take more time. So what we hear is that the focus in the initial stage of this disengagement will be in those areas which has not seen violence, where there hasn't been, as much tension as some of the other places. But it remains to be seen how this will translate on the ground, because a similar roadmap was drawn out on the 6th of June when the top commanders met. But nothing of that sort transpired on the ground, because China continued to hold positions on the Indian side. Finally, they were pushed back, but that was seen as some sort of a backstab by China, and that's what led to a brutal clash, violence on the 15th June night, and there were casualties on both sides.
Yes, Abhishek, continue to stay with us right there. Abhishek is getting us all those details. We've got the proof of Chinese treachery, which is flashing on your screens right now. Let's now go across to India Today's news director, Rahul Kanwal, who is now going to be explaining in detail through the maps the build-up at line of actual control by India as well. Here's a look.
India Today, in this mega world exclusive, now gets you exclusive pictures of Patrol Point 14 from the 22nd of June. So join me on this journey. These are the key flashpoints across the India-China border. We're dealing currently with Galwan, which is where I'm about to take you in a short while from now. For some broad reference, this is the Daulat Beg Oldie Shok Road, and as you come up the Galwan Nala, this is Patrol Point 14. So the new images that I'm about to show you are from this area where the confrontation between the Indian and the Chinese armies took place. This is a Google Earth image that we've put out. We've now been able to access through satellite imagery company Maxar images from this area. What you see here first is an image taken on the 22nd of May, a month ago, where it's the same area. Look out for this V area. This V is going to be crucial over the next few minutes because that's where the entire story will play itself out. In this V, and I will now try and zoom so that you can see this very clearly, you see virtually nothing. There's a little bit of construction activity here. The riverbed is largely dry, but essentially there is nothing that's visible on the 22nd of May. This is 1 month ago. There's nothing that's visible. Let's now cut to the 22nd of June. This is through Maxar, the satellite imagery company. And as I zoom into this V, you will start seeing on this high resolution picture, and I can go as deep as you'd like me to, a Chinese build-up. So what we see here essentially is a sangar that's been created by the Indian Army. It's like a military fence of sorts. On this side, everything this side going towards the Shok River is India. This side is territory that China controls. Not just do we see these red-colored Chinese tents, what we're also seeing as we come down are vehicles. So some of them are trucks, some of them are JCBs. As I come down here, you can very clearly see a JCB here, you can see more JCBs here, you can see earth-moving equipment. What they're trying to do essentially is they're trying to enlarge this area so that their vehicles can pass through. This is a very high-resolution picture. You can see under the camouflage nets that have been put, more vehicles land up just alongside the mountain. And as I move, and remember this is a very high-resolution picture, so we're able to move all the way through where the picture goes. All of this are Chinese earth-moving equipment, Chinese trucks. Some of them are armored personnel carriers lined up here, not far at all from the line of actual control. So the line of actual control roughly runs from here. This is Patrol Point 14, where the confrontation between the Indian and the Chinese armies took place. You see a build-up. So we worked with Colonel Vinayak Bhatt, who's a military satellite imagery expert. We asked him to give us his analysis of what these images show, and I'll put them out on our screen right now. So if you see here, this is, as I told you, the Indian Sangar, the wall that's been built by the Indian Army. This is the Galwan River that goes in the image that I showed you from the 22nd of May. There was nothing which was visible over here. These are Chinese tops. So they've got they essentially have a mobilization still there. These are Chinese tents. This, remember, Maxar date of imagery, DOI, 22nd 6/2020. So this is just about a couple of days ago, which is a week after the confrontation. And if I come to the next image, this is just a little further down. I'll zoom in so that you can see it better. Here you go. As I come down, you can see bulldozers and cranes. So bulldozer 1, 2, 3. So bulldozers and cranes used for turning this into a more motorable road. You're also seeing blacktopping equipment over here. Blacktopping equipment, you can see charcoal trucks that have been lined up. Are they trying to make this a hard surface? At least that's what the equipment seems to suggest. I'll come to the next image. This, as you come down from that area, you can see they're cutting into the mountain. The reason for that is in some places you'll see the river, it's a very, very narrow valley. So the river actually runs in a way that it's very difficult to have enough space to move vehicles. So they're cutting into the river, so they find space to park their vehicles, to create tents, to create whatever military mobilization they want over. They're trying to break into the mountain, which for the kind of mountain valleys that there are in the Himalayan region, it's a dangerous thing to do, but the Chinese are notorious for these kind of actions. This is the image that we had from earlier. This is from Planet Labs, another satellite imagery company. This is what we showed you, the line of actual control. In red, here in this round is the Patrol Point 14, which was the side of the flash point. This side is the Indian build-up. This side is the Chinese build-up. And as I move and I show you here, there are some Indian mobilization. So we're trying to do our own road construction, bring the road up till there. That's very clearly visible. We've got our own equipment. You can see as I zoom in over here, that's been lined up over here as we try and the good thing that's happened is that we are continuing with our own infrastructure development as well. But as you come down from the line of actual control, marked out in this red rectangle, you see all these Chinese vehicles. Yeah, just come here. You see all these Chinese vehicles, a convoy, a massive convoy of vehicles, earth-moving equipment, some of them structures lined up. And I have one more image in which I can show you an even bigger deployment. So this was further down. So first I showed you what was happening here. As you come further down the Galwan River, you can see an even bigger Chinese mobilization. So net, if you ask me, this is the 22nd of May, where there was nothing happening around Patrol Point 14. If you come and now, if you see what's happening, it's the same place. We've juxtaposed these images from a month ago to now. If you see, there's water in the river, but far more alarmingly, there's a build-up right at Patrol Point 14, which is now caught on camera and visible as clear as daylight.
This is an India Today mega exclusive. First close look at Indian Army's Patrol Point 14 after the 15 June clash. Despite the aggressive posturing and the provocation by the Chinese army in Galwan River Valley, Indian Army continues the road project at the key conflict point at fierce speed. Fresh high-resolution satellite imagery from Galwan Valley captured earlier this week and accessed by India Today show how India is standing fortifying its territory. Captured by Maxar Worldview 3 satellite, the images show ongoing road construction in the area claimed and controlled by India between Patrol Point 14 and the line of actual control. These images also support assertions made by India that no land has been lost by Indian troops in the valley. The images show and also narrate how within a month's time, India has managed to change the face of the region, fortifying it despite the border brawl and the Chinese build-up.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.